Okay, good morning and welcome to Iyun with Benzion, Yeshiva YouTube. We're learning Kesubos Memdalit over here, 44. I want to talk today about the Maskana of the Gemara on Memdalit. There's a long discussion over here about when the woman collects the Kesubah from when, meaning it really means when the Shibud is, meaning when you sign up for a Kesubah, when a man writes a Kesubah to a woman, so he owes her for a Psula Masai, 200 zuz, and for 200 coins. And for Almana, he owes her 100 coins. He gives it to her. I mean, nowadays the minhag is to give it to her under the wedding canopy, but it could be given any time after the Erusin. But secondly, we're going to learn that a girl from the Erusin, already engagement, is entitled to a Kesubah. She's entitled to a Kesubah already from the Erusin, and she's in this Garsha. She gets divorced after the Erusin, or the father dies. The husband dies. So then she would get the Kesubah, even from the Erusin, even though there was no Nisuin. So all the Gemara means over here, when she does get married, the Shibud, this is Gemara Paskin, V'hilchasa, before the Mishnah, on Memdalim and Alav, Echazev, and Nisuin, both the Kesubah and the Tosefes Kesubah. The Tosefes Kesubah is, he writes in the Shtar Kesubah that he wants to add more money than the 200 or 100. He's a gracious guy, he's a rich guy. He wants to add more money. So both the Tosefes and the regular Kesubah are collected from the Nisuin, meaning the Shibud collects from the Nisuin. Therefore, it's a loan document, right? He's Mechayiv himself. If we get divorced or I die, I'm Mechayiv myself to pay you 200 coins, right? But there's no lien, meaning on his property, except from the Nisuin, except when they get married. Meaning, what does that mean? Meaning, she can only collect property that after the Nisuin he sold to somebody else, or he gave as a present to somebody else. Then you can collect. But if between the Erusin and the Nisuin, he sold property, her lien, even if the shtar was given before that, the shtar only goes into effect with the Nisuin, both for the Mano Masayim and for the Tosefes, and she can't collect. She doesn't have a lien on property sold or given as a present between the Erusin and the Nisuin. That's the Psak Halacha. However, we know, like I just explained, that Erusin, you are entitled to a Kesubah just without the lien. So why did the lien take effects at the Nisuin, the Shibud, and the regular Chayvus of the actual money without a lien, it takes place from the Erusin, which is the halacha. So, I'd like to suggest like this, that we've explained before, the paradigm of a woman who's engaged but not yet married, which is an arusa. So, the Torah says, kinyan kasbo, right, that a Kohen, even min Erusin, right, if he gets engaged to a girl, she can already eat truma, midoraisa. The Rabbanan said not to, it's Xer the Rabbanan. But midoraisa could eat kinyan kasbo. Her goof belongs to him. Now, it's not like an Eved where you own the goof of the Eved. It's like, like Chazal say, ishto kegufo. It's not that you own her goof. It's that her goof, I'll have to explain this more, joins together with the husband's goof. They're considered one entity. Anyway, her goof, right, there's always two things, shelo and bershusa, when it comes to property. So the shelo, right, the actual physical body of the man belongs to the woman, belongs to the man already from the engagement. However, their shuso, her domain, her value, right, her value and her valuables still belong to the father after Erusin, because generally the woman lives with her father. Now, Rishuso means that I have the rights to her finances, or the rights to her value. So, from the Erusin already, right, the actual money in the Kesubah, when he writes a Kesubah, Mina Erusin, she already is entitled to that money, Mina Erusin, because on the actual money that's entitled to her, the Manu Masayim, that's like Shalo, that's part of the Kesubah, that's directly to collect the coins, the money, that's Shalo, that already belongs to the man. She already belongs to the man, so therefore she's entitled in exchange for that to get her Kesubah. However, the Shibud, which is a lien to be able to collect that loan, a Shibud, a lien on property, on someone else's property, that is the Rishus of the person. I have a right. Rishus means domain, meaning the man, when he writes the Kesubah and then subsequently he sells property to somebody else, that property doesn't belong to him, and it doesn't belong to her either. Even though Ishto Kagufo, it doesn't belong to her. All she does is have the right, if she had a lien on the property, she had a right to collect that if he defaulted on the loan. So that falls into the rubric of Bershuso. And Bershuso, she's still considered in the Rishus of the father, not the Rishus of the husband until the Nisuin. So therefore, only when the Nisuin happens, the Gemara Paskins, then she gets a lien, which is monetary rights over the value of the Kesubah. It's not just the actual coins that the Kesubah says she's supposed to get. It's the backup plan. She would lien on the property. If he defaults to collect it, that's Bershuso. That's monetary rights. I have the rights to make decisions about something. So therefore, since she's still in the father's reshus from the Erisin, she technically would collect, if he had the money, to be able to collect the money from him. But she wouldn't be able to collect with a lien. The lien doesn't take effect till in Isuin, because that's totally in the Shusto, and she's still in the Shus of the father, even if there's a Kesubah in the Erisin. That's the explanation of this Gemara. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.